You've spoken this morning of what direction is CAP going. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I suppose we're in the middle of this debate about reforming agriculture policy again, but what's key is that food security is a big issue, that there is a requirement to be more conscious of the environment and biodiversity, that these will all be part of the new CAP. What we're not clear about is how we're going to redistribute the payments to farmers, and that debate is ongoing. But I think what's really crucial for farmers to realise is that agriculture and food security are to the fore in terms of politics, and that's really important from an Irish perspective but also from a European perspective. And I mean, then it's our duty to try and frame policy to achieve all those objectives. Well, I suppose I have a view on education generally. I think it's no baggage, and I think no matter what your education is, you can always find a job. I think people really need to appreciate the role of education. If we're talking specifically about agriculture, I think farmers of the future will have to be so knowledgeable in so many different areas that we need to broaden our vision of agriculture. It's not just about production, it's not about the environment, it's about marrying, if you like, all of this so that we have a sustainable and a competitive agriculture, and that Ireland as a food producing country can continue to do that and to export more of what we produce, and that farmers can make a profit from it. The challenges are great, and therefore we do need to keep upskilling existing farmers. We need to look at the new skills required by those coming into the industry, and I think we just need to look at a broader vision for agriculture that removes us from this you're only interested in production or your only focus is environment. We need a holistic approach.
Okay, you mentioned that we need to re-engage with Europe. What do you mean by that?
I've had this fundamental view for some time that Ireland as a country has been plugged out of the mainstream of Europe at a broad political level. I think we do our job in the European Parliament and my voice is certainly heard there, but the country needs to re-engage in a positive way with Europe, not just to go to Europe when things are wrong and to look for support as we do and we have to do, but to go to Europe with positive messages, to be part of the process of change, not just in agriculture but also in terms of banking and finance and fiscal policy, so that our voices are heard. Because we have a voice around the table, we need to be there, we need to use it, and we need for the rest of Europe to realise that we are part of the community of Europe. We're not just one member state of 27. In other words, that wearing the green jersey is important, but we need that we also wear the multicoloured jersey, and we're conscious of us being part of a European community. It is the way we'll get results. It is the way that Ireland will be looked after. Being isolated doesn't work. I don't have any difficulties having my voice heard. I never have, because I speak up on those issues of concern to me. I think for the country we've gone through a very difficult time in the last year in particular, and I think when people are down there's always that reluctance to stand tall and speak up. So I think we're going to have to give ourselves a little bit of an injection here and say, look, there's a lot of things happening in Ireland. They're connected to Europe. Let's be out there and part of that, if you like, decision-making process. Don't wait for the decisions to be made and then to accept or reject them. Be part of it. Maybe sometimes it's easier to say, well, it wasn't our idea, but you know, we have an input into this. We can make things better if we just get out there and have our voices heard. It's a big challenge for the Irish body politic.